There's been a long-drawn battle between the Lagos state government and parents of Modate following the decision by the state government to increase boarding fees to 100,000 naira per student. It was alleged that the parents on Thursday besieged Alausa secretariat calling for a reversal of the decision by the state government. Well, joining us to speak more on this is the Lagos Commissioner for Education, Mr. Jamiu Ali Balogun. It's good to have you join us on the news at this time.
Good afternoon, madam.
Well, it helps understand what really led to the decision to increase school fees, knowing that, or were there consultations with these parents before you increased the school fees?
Well, the whole scenario started in 2021, whereby the boarding fees was reviewed from 25,000 to 35,000. And the decision as at then was, let us review it upward to 35,000 and thereafter test run for 2 terms. But since 2021, they just delay everything without allowing the principal in charge to really take charge of upward review in line with the inflationary trend in the country. And then we did call them to a meeting to inform them by May this year. At that meeting, 2 representatives were called from each of our 31 model colleges that have boarding facilities. And they were there. We all agreed that it is due for review, that 35,000 was not enough to cater for a student as a boarding fee when we consider the necessary variables in the prevailing economy. And then we communicated that to them, and we did not only do that, we made comparison with other states. Like Ogun State is collecting 150,000, Ondo State is collecting 110,000, Ekiti State is collecting 100,000. And if you can compare the cost of living of all these states with Lagos, you will agree with me that Lagos is higher than them. And we pick on 100,000 naira. So that is how we arrive at the review in line with the prevailing economic reality in the country.
I know you try to justify this increment, but if you take a look at, for instance, say a civil servant who's about to earn 85,000 naira as minimum wage, and they have to pay boarding fees of 100,000 naira, is there no consideration in the state's education budget?
There is no allocation for feeding allowance of students in the state budget. We don't have that on our budget line. And out of this 100,000 naira, it is only 80% that is earmarked for the feeding of students. And the remaining 20% go for other things. They have to buy gas to power the cooking of the student. They have to pay for cookers. And they have to do so many things within that 20%. And if we really analyze it, the whole amount boils down to less than 300 naira per meal for each of the students.
So there are no plans to reverse or review it based on the complaints from these parents?
Well, I also recall that in February, they came with a letter accusing the principals of not doing due diligence. And they allege that almost 95% of the students have ulcers. And I asked them, how did you come about this data? They said they engaged the service of health expert and so. That was what brought about the meeting of May this year for us to review. And then I also recall telling the principal that what are the nutritional value that students can really gain from paying 35,000 for 3 months per student. So that became another topic entirely, and then they also have the data based on comparison from the past till now, what prices they have in the market.
So you're saying there are no plans to review or reverse it?
I can't get that, please.
I said, so you're saying that there are no plans to review or reverse this hike?
It is not, we are making a comparison right now. And we give them a payment plan option. We are not saying they should pay at once. We give them that opportunity to spread. At the same time, we are not sending any student out of the school. We are not sending. And I repeat, if they find out about any principal sending students out of the school, they should contact me immediately.
Because a lot of persons will be worried about, we're still trying to ensure that more children get into school, particularly public school, government-owned schools. If government-owned schools are having this kind of amount, paying 100,000 for boarding fees, it brings to question if you are not concerned about the number of, if this would reduce the number of children in school.
We have regular public schools. We have regular public schools in all the vicinities where we have model colleges. Model colleges, is the name speaks for itself, and it is a choice school whereby parents, out of their own reach, purchase form for their students to be in that school. Yes, the government also partake in paying for their WAEC examination and junior SS3 exam. So there is an option for them. Even some of them have come to us, and we have easily pulled out those that cannot afford, even at 35, and then place them in regular public schools, whereby they can go to the school from home.
Well, I was going to hope that you would answer the question if you're concerned, what really your concerns is about these conversations, because I know that the parents are also concerned that they may not be able to meet up with the fee that you've put on boarding fees. But we're going to have to leave the conversation here. Hopefully we'll get you to help us address some other issues later on. Mr. Jamiu Ali, thank you so much for talking to us on the news.
Thank you, madam.